What everyone gets wrong about carry-on travel? Do you ever feel like you're playing Tetris while you try to pack your carry-on? Or maybe you've been that person at the gate who tries so hard to fit their bag into the overhead bin? Don't worry, you're not alone. Tell me that you can pack everything you need without all the trouble and stress. Traveling with only carry-on items is not as easy as just pack less. It's more of an art form that needs some skill, planning, and knowledge. No matter how much you travel or how new you are to it, let's break it down so you can travel light without any problems. Anyone can travel with a carry-on bag. A common misunderstanding about carry-on travel is that it's only for people who don't pack much or who live very simply. It might seem like only people who can live in a bag for a month or who wear the same thing every day could travel with just a carry-on. Try again. Each person can use a carry-on no matter how much or how little they think they need to bring. It's not about giving up things you need. It's about being efficient and making the most of your room. Anyone can get good at it if they know how to do it. To show that anyone can travel with just a carry-on, from people who are just going on a weekend trip to people who are going on long-haul trips around the world. The 3x3 system for packing. The 3x3 packing system is one of my favorite ways to get good at packing my carry-on bags. Just pick out 9 pieces of clothes that go well together and can be put together in a variety of ways to make up to 27 different outfits. Layer them for different weather and stick to a color scheme that goes with everything. As an example, think about materials like merino wool. Merino wool is great for tourists because it's light, doesn't wrinkle easily, and a shirt made of it can be worn up to 10 times before it starts to smell or needs to be washed. This method works especially well for longer trips where you need more outfit options but don't want to carry a big bag. All carry-ons are the same. If a bag says carry-on on the label, you might think it's okay to take it on any flight, right? Not quite. Not all carry-ons are the same, and one of the biggest mistakes people make when they travel is not looking to see what size bags their airline allows. There are different size and weight limits for carry-on bags on each airline, so just because a bag goes on one, doesn't mean it will on another. Always measure your bag, making sure to include the wheels and handle to make sure it will fit in the overhead bin or under the seat. The Mono's carry-on is great for me because it's thin and fits most airlines' size rules. But if you have to fly on an airline with tougher weight limits, a bag like the Travel Pro might be best because it's small and easy to carry. What is better, a hard shell or a soft side? Another big question in the world of carry-ons: hard shell or soft-sided luggage? Most hard shell bags can keep things dry and are great for protecting fragile items, but they don't have pockets on the outside, which can be a problem if you need to get to things quickly, like your laptop or boarding pass. On the other hand, soft-sided bags usually have a lot of pockets on the outside and fit into tighter areas and can sometimes pop open to make room for more things. On the other hand, they might not cover fragile items as well as hard shell cases do. Before you choose, ask yourself what is more important for your trip: having quick access to your things or keeping fragile items safe. There are pros and cons to both types of bags, and the choice really comes down to your needs. Clamshell suitcases. Do you love them or hate them? Clamshell suitcases, which open like a book and have 2 equal halves, are another issue that tourists don't agree on. For organizing your things into 2 separate sections, they can be very useful. However, they have a big problem. To get to anything inside, you usually need a big, flat place to open the whole suitcase. This can be a pain if you're in a small hotel room or need to get something out quickly. So a lot of tourists like bags that open from the top or have dividers inside so they can quickly grab what they need without having to open the whole thing up. If you really want a clamshell suitcase, you might want to pair it with a smaller bag like a backpack, tote, or duffel, so you can easily get to the things you need while you're traveling. This way, you won't have to fight with your bag every time you need something quickly. The liquids rule is hard to understand. The liquids rule can be a pain, let's face it. Also, it's not as hard as some people make it sound. As long as each one is 100 milliliters, 3.4 ounces or less, and fits into a quart-sized clear plastic bag. The key is to bring as few drinks as possible and look for other options. There are now a lot of solid shampoos, conditioners, and even perfumes on the market. If you're still having trouble fitting all of your liquids into a quart-sized bag, you might want to read about ways to get rid of as many liquids as possible. Carrying a suitcase around is a pain. People also often say it's annoying to have to carry their bags through the airport. But a good bag that is light and has smooth, multi-directional wheels can really make a difference. Getting a bag that is light and easy to roll around changes everything about going through the airport. You will not mind going a long way to get to your gate, and you will not get frustrated in crowded places. More importantly, if you only bring a carry-on, you won't have to wait in long lines at the check-in desks or on the dreaded luggage carousel. You also won't have to worry about your bag getting lost for being late. How to choose the right bag, use over style. We all want a cool bag that looks good when we go on trips. However, looks aren't everything. Many luggage brands market their bags based on how they look, but these sleek-looking backpacks might not have the features you need. Does it fit the size standards of the airline? Does it have strong handles and wheels? Is it not heavy? Does it have enough storage spaces to keep things in order? Aside from that, keep in mind that scratches, scuffs, and dings are all part of traveling. If your bag gets a little beat up, don't worry about it. Think of it as a badge of honor from your travels. A more expensive bag is always better. For some reason, many people think that if a bag costs more, it must be better. But that doesn't always happen. Some bag brands charge more than others for their items just because they're good at marketing, even if the quality doesn't match the price. You don't need to spend a lot of money on a bag if you only travel once or twice a year. You won't need a fancy bag if you just need something strong that doesn't cost a lot of money. But if you travel a lot for work or pleasure, buying a good bag that will last might be a good idea in the long run. You can't shop with a carry-on bag. Do you have any gifts or souvenirs? When you only bring a carry-on, a lot of people think you can't bring anything back from your trip. When your trip is over, you can put your dirty clothes in the duffel and check that bag. Your gifts should stay in your carry-on to make sure they get home safely. So if your checked bag gets lost or is late, it will only be your dirty clothes and you won't mind waiting. Also, your fragile or valuable things stay with you in your carry-on. Learn how to use a carry-on. Carry-on travel isn't as hard as it sounds, and you don't have to be a minimalist packer to do it. You could get good at traveling light without giving up comfort or ease if you use the 3x3 packing system, know your airline's size and weight requirements, and pick the right bag for your needs. When you go to the airport next time, don't bother checking bags. Instead, just bring your bag with you and put it in the overhead bin. You'll feel free to move around without it. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on more packing hacks and travel tips. Let's make your next trip the easiest one yet.